Hello everyone and welcome to my first review, and we're going to go over the game Evolve. This game is actually really good. I highly recommend giving it a chance. And I'm going to actually tell you why that I feel this way. When I initially started playing it, I hated it. I thought it was absolute garbage, and then once I actually started getting the feel for the game, it actually has came to be one of the best games that I've played in a long time. To start off on this review, I'm actually going to go over each of the different classes that you can play, and also all the different monsters as well. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're going to transition over into the different classes and kind of give you an overview of each. So starting off, you have your Assault class, who is your damage dealer slash tank. They take your damage, they do your damage. Pretty simple class to start out with. Highly recommend it for new players to give it a go. They are really powerful, really fun, very durable class. So this is definitely the beginner class that I highly recommend everyone start with to give a go. It is also what you'll do in the tutorial, is start out with the Assault class. We will now go over into the Medic class, which, as it sounds, is your healer of the game and also your support, who can actually add extra damage onto the monster that you're fighting at the time. They keep your team alive, as she's stating here, and it's just a really fun class. It's a little bit challenging due to the fact that your medic is who you want to be alive all the way through the end, because without your medic, you're going to go down. We're now seeing the Trapper, who, that basically, the name tells it all. You're going to be trapping this big giant hulk of a beast inside of this giant cage and try to kill it. But the first thing is to hunt the monster, and that is their job, to hunt it down, trap it, and give you support by locking it down, and also can do quite a bit of damage. So, very exciting. And now, as you see here, this is your support class, which they give tactical advantages, as she states, and make you anywhere from turning invisible to shielding other players, as well as calling down airstrikes, which is excellent and does a ton of damage to the monster. So this is a really good class. Now, moving on to your monsters, we have here your Goliath, the Kraken, and the Wraith. First, talking about the Goliath, is a very big, giant, basically tank monster, very fast, can jump up on top of the enemies and destroy them. Your Krakens can fly, destroy them as well. And your Wraith, which is going to be your stealth class. We'll get into more of these and more information about these in later videos. So without further ado, we're now here into some gameplay, where you go ahead and pick up one of each of the classes that I mentioned earlier, and one player gets to choose the monster of their choice and choose some abilities. I'll kind of go over a little bit of the basis of the gameplay, but I won't extend it too long, because I want this to just be the review part, not a tutorial on how to play. So, as you can see, the graphics on this game are absolutely beautiful. The sound is stunning. If you have 5.1 surround sound or a headset that emulates 5.1 surround sound, I highly recommend it. As you can see, the world is actually quite large. There are plenty of places to hide as the monster, and there are plenty of places to get away from the monster. Usually any of these trees that you can see in the game, they can be shot down. And that is actually really neat, because the environment is semi-destructible. Not the most destructible environment that I've ever seen in a game, but well enough. As you saw earlier, some birds shot off into the sky. That's to kind of give you an indication of where possibly the monster could be. So it's not you just playing hide and seek without any indicators of where to go. You kind of actually have some help in finding the monster. A really good monster is not going to show you where he's at that early on, at least in my opinion. As I said, we'll go into advanced gameplay tactics later on if you'd like. Just tell me which class you want me to play, and we'll get at it. This is early when I started to learn how to play, and here I am shooting at the monster who could easily have taken me and killed me at this point. So, game is beautiful. The interaction between each of the hunters is really well done. Gameplay is actually very smooth. Um, I really enjoy this game a lot. Um, I'll let this play for a little bit longer, just letting you see bits and pieces of the game. Um, if I'm gonna rate it, and which actually I'm gonna go ahead and do while this is still continuing, graphics, I have to give it a probably an 8.5, 8.5. Just due to the fact I feel that they could have improved the graphics a little bit and taken a little bit of the blockiness out of the terrain. But it's the graphics aren't everything. Moving on to the sound, I have to give it a 10 in sound, just to the use of the 5.1. It's so well done. Moving through bushes can be heard. Stepping on dirt can be heard. The thumping sound of the monster moving can be heard. These are all very important things. It can help you to find the monster rather quickly. It's just by knowing which side of you he's on. So 10 on the sound. Overall gameplay, I'm going to give it a 9, just due to the fact that it's really fun to play. There's multiple different classes to be played and so many different ways to be played. The gameplay is very smooth. The controls are simple and easy to use as well. So in overall, I give this game a 9.5, and that's due to all the aspects of the game. And a 9.5 for players that like to do PvP, like players that like to play other types of games. I can only give this game a 7.5 due to the fact that you really have to have friends to play with you, unless you're just wanting to play as a monster and enjoy the aspect of player versus player. If you have any questions or comments, please send them to below in the comment section. And if you have a particular character you want to hear about or a particular gameplay mode, please ask. I'll be more than happy to go over it with you. I currently am doing excellent with Goliath. I've yet to lose with Goliath, which potentially could happen at any time. And if also with my medic class, I do really well. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you enjoyed this review. So in all, one more time, it's a 9.5 for people that like the player versus player aspect of games, and a 7.5 for players who are more into it for like there really is no solo story to this mode, but there is solo monster play. So enjoy the game and hit me up.